Since the very first game in the Pikmin series, every new numbered entry released has brought with it a new generation of Pikmin, and each of these generations has had a clear theme that unifies the designs of this new set of plant creatures. These generations are marked by the Pikmin introduced in each sporting a shared color of petals for their flowers. We've currently seen white, red/fuchsia, and blue/lavender colors, and there's now an upcoming generation with a yellow style. The original three types of flowers correspond directly to the colors of the official Pikmin flower, Bacopa cabana. With the addition of the new color, yellow, it also includes figworts within the same family in terms of its real-world flower inspiration. However, the flower color is far from the only commonality between generations. Today, we'll be analyzing design trends within and across the many Pikmin generations and using them to make predictions about the upcoming Pikmin 4. Specifically, I'd like to talk about why I think Ice Pikmin are not the only type of Pikmin we are getting this generation. My name is Vantage Emblem, I post topical and up-to-date Pikmin and Fire Emblem videos here, and today, we're diving headfirst into analyzing the Pikmin family. But before we begin, if you want to see more Pikmin content out there in the world, subscribe! It's free, and as an added bonus, you'll get frequent Pikmin content injected into your feed. What's to lose? Anyway, that's out of my hands now. Let's get into it. The original three types, red, yellow, and blue, represented the primary colors. Each of the three types has a secondary sensory facial feature. Reds have a nose-like thorn, blues have a mouthish set of gills, and the yellows have large ears. When these Pikmin types were being designed, they were not originally as colorful as they were, but gameplay and iteration eventually pushed them to be the colorful primary color-based Pikmin types that we know now. That being said, when Pikmin 2 introduced its two new Pikmin types, they were originally planned to be black and white. A lot of content from Pikmin 2 were taken from scrapped or otherwise already considered ideas from Pikmin 1, such as its two-player battle mode, so this is just another feature or idea from Pikmin 1, monochromatic Pikmin, recycled into Pikmin 2. Except, we didn't get monochromatic Pikmin in Pikmin 2. The Pikmin we got shifted from these monochromatic extremes to instead be purple and white. That being said, the final designs of these Pikmin types were, however, still focused on the idea of extremes. They were opposites of size. White Pikmin are tiny, quick-footed, light, while purple Pikmin are bulky, slow-footed, and heavy. These types also expanded on the secondary characteristic ideology of the original Pikmin trio by sporting a sensory facial feature, eyes and hair respectively, rounding out the five senses. That being said, they're not the only type of Pikmin to come in this generation. Pikmin 2 also introduced Bulbmin, which are a bit of an outlier. Bulbmin, which come from the second generation, have the flower color of the original generation. At the same time, they appeared for the first time at Pikmin 2. At first glance, appearance-wise, they appear to share no connection with the original five types. However, I argue that they fill the sensory role incredibly well. As a parasitic type of Pikmin that controls the mind of their host Bulborb, Bulbmin operate using the sixth sense, representing neurological senses and mental functions. And since their true Pikmin-rooted body is never actually visible, the shape never has to play into the extremes of the Pikmin 2 types. That being said, when discovered, the host Bulborb form of the Bulbmin does operate with this logic of size extremes. To acquire the smaller, helpful Bulbmin, you need to defeat a large, hostile Bulbmin. To springboard off of this observation, their body might actually have fit into the role of an extreme, being tall, thin, and lanky underneath, according to the unused Pikmin 3 concept art, provided that this green bean Pikmin here was actually a design for a Bulbmin. If this concept art is really representative of what their body looks like underneath, it seems they resemble a nerve cell or some sort of intravenous network, ultimately looping back to the sixth sense concept. And even if this is a stretch, their flower color in-game matches the original first generation of Pikmin, meaning that potentially they're exempt from the rule of extremes and flower color coding anyway. The third generation of Pikmin types, introduced in Pikmin 3, seemed at first to diverge quite a bit from the original six types when they were shown off, though now a clear theme has presented itself, and the divergence isn't as large as it initially appeared. The new Pikmin types, Rock and Winged, are once again a duo composed of polar opposites. The Rock Pikmin, as the name implies, is representative of Earth, which comprises their hard, rock-like body. This contrasts the Wing Pikmin, which occupy the sky using insect-like wings. They represent air. While this generation might not have used any new sensory traits, it also doesn't abandon them entirely. Given that the types serve as essentially a replacement 4th and 5th type for purple and white Pikmin in the main story of Pikmin 3, the designers simply repeat their sensory traits again. The wing Pikmin have a bee-like stripe, but that's not their sensory feature, it's their blue compound eyes, borrowing the sight trait from their albino toxic brethren. And rock Pikmin borrow the idea of feel from their burly purple cousins. The rock Pikmin, however, have their whole body changed to represent the feeling of tough, rocky skin, now awash in grays and slates, even at the fleshy stems and limbs, instead of having the hairs of the purple Pikmin. So what does this all mean? Why is this worth talking about? Now, a decade apart, we have finally seen the first new type of a new Pikmin generation, the Ice Pikmin. While we have no way to confirm that there will be new Pikmin types other than the Ice Pikmin, it does seem like there's precedent, especially given the generations that we've seen in previous games. At this time, Ice Pikmin are the only Pikmin type to have a yellow flower. Never before have we had a flower with only one Pikmin type to match, and I doubt this is happening here either. That being said, if we are following the traditional generation model, Ice Pikmin may be able to glean us a look at some other types from this generation as well. That being said, if there are other members of this generation, what would they be? And what would the sensory feature of Ice Pikmin be? Have the developers just done away with this entire system? I believe that the sensory system is present in the Ice Pikmin, and it interplays with our core idea of cold. Ice Pikmin represent yet another sense, the sense of temperature. You can feel hot or cold without touching a physical surface through your skin, and the Ice Pikmin have skin literally made of ice. Their abilities all tie into this feature of chilling temperature, and this is represented with their control over the element of ice, and to a lesser extent, water. The Ice Pikmin have bodies that deal with temperature, bodies made of their element, and this element is a variant of an element of the core Pikmin types. Perhaps, were we to see new types in this generation, they could play off of the sense of heat as well. Perhaps we could see a Flame Pikmin, the Ice Pikmin's equal and opposite counterpart, drawing from heat. But I hear you saying, this cannot happen. We already have Red Pikmin, which deal with fire. Your idea is stupid, Vantage Emblem. And to that, I say sure, if we acquire these Pikmin traditionally, I wouldn't disagree with you. I won't say much on this here, but there is a theory I will be covering shortly on the channel with the co-writer of this video, DavoGato. This theory suggests that we will be receiving 2 additional Pikmin types at minimum, and that each of these types, alongside the Ice Pikmin, are directly created using the primary Pikmin types, sharing some of the core ideas behind their elemental abilities, but taking it in an interesting new way. Ice Pikmin, for example, are elementally bound to water, but they're frozen water this time. Yellow Pikmin are electric, so perhaps a new generation could play into energy or electromagnetism. Red Pikmin could see a light or flame counterpart, and these could expand upon the element of fire by shedding light in the dark, especially with a new night mode. This upgrade system corresponds very well with the new yellow flowers we've seen. In the Pikmin 4 reveal trailer, we see the flowers in the logo shift from white to yellow, and we can actually observe this in real life with the real-life Pikmin flowers. The yellow variants of the flower can form gradients with white and yellow both present within the petals. Perhaps this indicates that the types of the new generation could be upgrades and their flowers shift from white to yellow as they change types. DavoGato and I are going to go more in depth to the mechanics of this theory in a future video, so please stay tuned for that. That being said, what do you think? Do you think that these similarities between generations are intentional design decisions or just happy accidents? Do you think this theory could be right, that we will see 1 or 2 more elemental Pikmin to pad out the generation? Do you think that they could be upgrades from the primary trio? Do you think Ice Pikmin will be the only type we get this generation, and that Ochi took the place of the other type with his dandelion tail? Let me know what you think in the comments below. That being said, I'd like to give another great big thank you to DavoGato for helping with the analysis and for crafting the script with me. And I'd like to thank you for being subscribed, which I know you are since you made it to the end of this video. Right? Anyway, I'll stop rambling and end things here. My name is Vantage Emblem. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers!